next 5 minutes, I would be talking about multiple low-grade superficial unibladder tumors. And we all know that they can be endoscopically manageable or they can be endoscopically unmanageable. Let us see a cystoscopy of the index patient. So if we see, we can see there are multiple small superficial flat bladder tumors throughout the bladder. I think we all agree that this case is endoscopically manageable. So as Dr. Raghavan has said that large tumors can be treated very well, but these patients like endoscopically manageable case, small tumors, we can do stage 2 RBT, but other techniques like scraping fulguration, grasp and bite, bipolar vibration are a tool here. So these are tricky cases. Like in scraping and fulguration, grasp and bite, these are all non-powered energy loop techniques, which are for fibril and low-grade tumors and minimizes the chances of bladder puff and unnecessary cautery damage. So if we just see, this is a pictorial, diagrammatic presentation of grasp and bite technique. So how it is being done. So scraping fulguration grasp and bite technique is an important tool when we deal such type of cases. If we come to conventional TURBT in these cases, the issues which we'll discuss is the type of anesthesia, how to do it, and how to ensure completeness. Let us cover one by one. So no doubt, general anesthesia is usually preferred in these cases with muscle relaxant, which will decrease the chances of operator jerk and also the risk of perforation. And now, if we talk about monopolar versus bipolar, our earlier speakers have already, we know that the study from Vellore and this study, they have anecdotal results. But if we see a recent randomized control trial, a systematic review meta-analysis have clearly said that bipolar TURBT has no significant advantages in efficacy and safety in non-muscle invasive beta carcinoma over monopolar. So it is, I think, the individualized choice, and as this is the same which is being shown by EUA 2020, there are no, the results are still controversial. So now if we say where to start, so I think once we go inside the cystoscopy, we should judge, can we do this in a single sitting? If yes, I would prefer to assess the difficult site first. And if no, I want to stage it, then I will go for an easy site first. Although there are difference in opinion can exist, and again, it will be an individualized approach by the surgeon. Piecemeal and versus en bloc in such case scenario, if it is more than 1 centimeter, better to go with a piecemeal resection. And if it is less than 1 centimeter, better to go with an en bloc resection can be done that a superficial layer of bladder is taken along with bladder tumor. So now what the main question is how to ensure completeness of this procedure. We have tumors all around the bladder. So here comes the role of NBI, narrowband imaging. It uses a light of narrow band with central wavelength in blue and green spectrum. The contrast between the normal urothelium and the hypervascular area is enhanced, and thus it approves the cancer detection. Let us see the video of this index patient. We can see the same index patient, we can see the white light cystoscopy, seeing all those flat superficial tumors all over the bladder. And we will see how adding NBI to this makes a difference of the visibility and detection of these tumors, and also to those tumors which are not visible on white light cystoscopy. See, we can appreciate better. And to deal all these small tumors, I think if we have this technology to add on, is not, it will always be beneficial to us. It will of no harm, and will always try, we will be missing tumors to a lesser extent. I think we can appreciate it. So the point is, deep muscle biopsy in these cases, it is mandatory, of course, we have to complete the T stage. So, but the question arises from where we should take it. The posterior wall is the safest area from where we should take it. And the representative sample should be taken from a large tumor, whichever is available in the bladder, and minimum 1 to 2 deep muscle biopsy should be taken to complete the stage. Now, if we just always we should remember to map the tumor, because this is not the end of journey, the start of journey of these cases, and we have to follow them long, and the bladder mapping always help us to follow this case. This index case comes with the report of urothelial carcinoma of urinary bladder, which is TA low grade. So now we know that what we are dealing with, TA low grade case, multiple. If you risk stratify, if we go by AUA, NCC and EUA, all they risk stratify this in intermediate risk group, But however, EUA has attempted to place low-grade tumors in high risk, although there is a mandate like it should be multiple, recurrent, and large. All three should be fulfilled only then. But still, I think these tumors, they have made an attempt to place low-grade in high risk with this mandate. But all other guidelines, it is intermediate risk. Now with this index case diagnosis, now the question comes, is there any role of restage TURBT in this case? So let us see what guideline says. If we go with the different guidelines, AUA, NCC, and EUA, all the guidelines, they say there is no role of restage TURBT in this subgroup of patients. But if we see that there are several studies which shows that this subgroup of patient is a very tricky subgroup where we have more chance of progression and recurrence in this. So again, I would suggest that there will be a individualized approach, and although the guideline doesn't suggest, we can take a decision. The take-home message for this subgroup of patients of multiple apparently superficial looking tumors, these are intermediate risk group, which is difficult to manage. And the most important aspect is to ensure completeness of TURBT. And here NBI has a very important role if we have, and also to add bipolar, to my opinion, will also help us over monopolar in this subgroup of patient. And deep muscle biopsy is a mandate. And restage TURBT, although it is not mandatory as per guidelines, but I think our urologist and ourselves should take an individual decision. And I personally feel that we should go ahead with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankur. Though you agree with the fact that if a patient has got studded with small tumors all over, if not for the T staging, for making sure that you've not missed a tumor or two, it's mandatory to go in and have a look again.
Exactly. So I personally feel, although restage TURBT is not indicated, but always it's better to have a look inside. You have chance of missing tumors, which
despite using narrow band imaging and other techniques to make sure that you have not missed, but if a bladder is studied, he is anyway an high risk patient of having recurrence, so it will be a good idea to go in and have a treatment.
May I make a comment?
Hello? Sorry. Yeah, please go ahead. You can unshare, Ankur, while Prem can share. Yes, Hemant, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, when you say that it's a low-grade tumor, and you quoted an article where they showed there's a lot of patients who had muscle progression to muscle invasion.
Sir,
I think in such situations, don't you think it's better to get the pathology reviewed? Because, progression in the presence of low-grade is completely unknown. It's very, very rare to have that. So I think it's much better that we review the pathology rather than going ahead with a re-TUR.
Yeah, that's very true. G1 PTA is unlikely to progress.
Yes.